Most travelers have never thought about coming here, yet it's one of Europe's most stunning hidden gems, with mountains, ancient towns, crystal-clear lakes, and canyons. This is North Macedonia. Beautiful, affordable, and almost untouched by mass tourism. So why is no one talking about it? Let's start in the capital. Skopje is a city full of surprises. At its heart is the Stone Bridge, a centuries-old crossing that links the old and new parts of the city. On one side is the Old Bazaar. Narrow cobblestone streets lead past tea houses, little bakeries, and market stalls. The smell of fresh bread and ground coffee fills the air. It feels like stepping back into the Ottoman era. On the other side of the river is something completely different. Here, the city center is filled with grand buildings, fountains, and huge statues. Most of them are new, built to look historic as part of a major project in recent years. Some people call it strange, others find it fascinating. Either way, it makes Skopje unlike anywhere else in Europe. Above the city stands Kale Fortress. It's been here for hundreds of years, watching over Skopje from the top of the hill. From its walls, you can see the whole city and the mountains in the distance. And if you want an even bigger view, take the cable car up Mount Vodno to the Millennium Cross. From up there, Skopje stretches out in every direction. Less than half an hour from the center of Skopje, the busy streets give way to a world of cliffs, green water, and quiet trails. Matka Canyon is one of North Macedonia's most beautiful natural areas, and it's surprisingly close to the capital. The canyon walls rise steeply from the water, and the surface reflects them like a mirror. You can rent a kayak and paddle through the calm sections, or take a small boat deeper into the canyon. One of the highlights is Vrelo Cave. It's believed to be one of the deepest underwater caves in the world, and the entrance alone is worth seeing. Along the canyon trails, wildflowers grow between the rocks. Small monasteries sit tucked into the cliffs, their walls blending into the stone. It's a peaceful place, perfect for slowing down and enjoying the sound of water against the rock. If Skopje is the country's heart, Lake Ohrid is its soul. This is one of the oldest and deepest lakes in Europe. The water is so clear you can see the bottom even from the shore, and the colors shift through the day from deep blue to turquoise. The town of Ohrid rises from the lake's edge, with narrow streets, whitewashed houses, and terracotta rooftops. From Samuel's fortress, the view is unforgettable. The mountains roll down to meet the water, and the lake stretches far into the horizon. One of the most famous sights is the Church of St. John at Caneo. It sits on a cliff above the water, with nothing but the lake and sky behind it. Watching the sunset from here is something that stays with you long after you leave. The light turns golden, the water reflects every color, and the town's lights start to glow in the distance. Ohrid is more than a pretty view. It's a place of deep history. Once called the Jerusalem of the Balkans, it was home to hundreds of churches. Many of them still stand, their frescoes and icons telling stories that have lasted centuries. North Macedonia's mountains shine brightest in Mavrovo National Park. This is a place where every season feels different. In summer, green meadows stretch between the peaks, dotted with wildflowers. In winter, the slopes turn white, and the park becomes one of the country's top spots for skiing. Mavrovo Lake sits at the center. Its calm water reflects the surrounding mountains, and at certain times of year, it reveals one of the park's most unusual sights, the partially submerged Church of St. Nicholas. When the water is high, only part of the building rises above the surface. When the water is low, it sits surrounded by grass, a reminder of the past. Hiking trails crisscross the park, leading through forests, valleys, and high ridges with sweeping views. On clear days, You can see mountain ranges stretching far into the distance. It's the kind of place where you can be out all day and not see another person, just the sound of wind and the occasional call of a bird. North Macedonia is a year-round destination, but what you see and do changes with the seasons. Summer is the most popular time for hiking, swimming, and exploring the lakes and canyons. Days are long and warm, perfect for boat trips on Lake Ohrid or kayaking in Matka Canyon. Autumn brings cooler weather and fewer visitors. In places like Mavrovo, the forests turn golden, making the trails even more beautiful. Winter is the time for skiing and snowboarding in Mavrovo. Skopje gets a dusting of snow too, and the mountains look spectacular under a white blanket. Spring is fresh and full of life. Rivers run higher from snowmelt. Wildflowers appear across the meadows, and the weather is comfortable for exploring cities and hiking without the summer heat. For years, North Macedonia has been quietly beautiful without being in the spotlight. It doesn't have the coastline of Croatia or the famous cities of Italy and France. Political changes and a lack of big tourism campaigns meant it stayed off the radar for most travelers. But that's part of its charm. It's one of the few places in Europe where you can explore major landmarks and natural wonders without crowds. Prices are lower than in most of the continent, and the atmosphere is more relaxed. You feel like you're experiencing a country as it really is, not a version built for tourists. Few places pack this much beauty into such a small space. In North Macedonia, you can start the day in a lively capital, kayak through a canyon before lunch, and watch the sun set over an ancient lake. It's stunning, affordable, and still one of Europe's best-kept secrets. But for how much longer? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next adventure.